Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. It's another review and preview show, so there's a lot to talk about in this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Quickly, let's just rush into what we have. And for the first, we're going to be looking at some of the results in the English Premier League, and so we'll be discussing some of the matches that took place in the English Premier League. And to be candid and to be surprised, and you all surprised, we have some couple of wins in that last game. And the first game is the game against Manchester United and Ipswich Town. Manchester United and Ipswich Town. It was a very, very funny game. Funny game in the sense that United actually were very poor in the first half of that game. They were very, very poor. In the sense that, what do I mean? In fact, if not for Onana, that saved that penalty, then I just imagine how it would have turned out if Onana hadn't saved that penalty. Now, the game started, and Southampton were actually, doing beats. Like, they were trying, and they were moving, and they were, United could not, was not properly sharp. And if they had played, a very sound, a very sound team at that point in time, I'm very, very sure that probably United would have, if not likely, lose that game, at that particular time. The way I'm looking at it, I think they would have lost that game. But they considered the penalty. Funny enough, DJ stepped up, saved the penalty, and immediately after the penalty was, saved, there was nothing, no big deal, honestly, again, because it was more of all right, it was Cruz finesse on with this guy. Ahmad was superb in that game, let's be honest. Ahmad was superb in that game. And the likes of Ramsdale messed up in some of that game. And then the red card also. But it's not the red card actually, because they were already goals up, before the red card. And, first goal coming in from Delight, a very good header. And then Rashford, the second goal. And then the last goal was scored by Garnacho in that game. And the penalty save for me was just anything. Against Manchester United, this penalty save was just everything for me. That penalty save just summed up the whole of the game. They couldn't take their chances, and what happened next was that they lost that game. So it was United 3 and Southampton 0, and I guess we're expecting that, because if he hadn't, won that game, if Ten Hag hadn't won that game, I'm sure that they would have probably been looking towards sacking him. Honestly, they would have sacked him on the spot. But generally, United were poor in the first half. They came up a bit in the second half, and I think they did enough in the game. I think and they won that game. The next game that I'll be looking at is City against Brentford. Like I said this game was not going to be easy, and to be for sure, it wasn't easy. Even though, start of the game, John Wissa scored very early in the game, but Erling Haaland, this guy, and Ederson also with an assist for Haaland, scoring the first goal, and then scoring the second goal. It was a funny one. And this guy, I don't even know what to say to this guy. This guy is just something else. Look, this guy should just ask to leave this Premier League, or else we will be in trouble. This guy is the team to... this team is the team to beat. Forget. For you to win this league, you need this guy something to happen. But this guy, Erling Haaland, the machine himself, the android himself, the robot himself, won the game for Manchester City. And another lovely game that was on that day. No, it wasn't this one. It was it was the Aston Villa game. It was a very good one. It was a very good game. It ended 3-2 to Everton. It looked as if it was going to be scary, but it went off fine. Manchester with Aston Villa winning the game 3-2. Now, this one is the funny one, the one for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea were just as lucky as United because Bournemouth played very, very well. In fact, forget, Bournemouth played better than Chelsea. They played very, very better than Chelsea. But they also got a penalty, missed their penalty, and in the 86th minute, Nkuku, came up with a goal. And this guy, Sanchez, was man of the match. Forget, he made a lot of saves and also saved a penalty. I didn't even know that he was voted man. I told her, I said, he was going to be man of the match. I was surprised that people were telling me that Jadon Sancho was man of the match. I don't understand how Jadon Sancho would have gotten man of the match. I said, I didn't know, only for me to find out now. The man of the match, you can see it from here. Man of the match is Sanchez. I was saying it where I saw the game. I said, this guy has to be the man of the match because he actually saved Chelsea's tears that day. Forget, if that penalty had gone in, I'm sure that Chelsea were done ahead. And the last one I'll be reviewing before I go through the results is Nottingham Forest Liverpool. This was a shocker. Liverpool actually got lost in Nottingham Forest. Liverpool got lost in Nottingham Forest. They played, but they couldn't score. And in the 75th minute, Austin, Odoi, and Elanga combined and finished Liverpool. And the game ended 0-1 to Liverpool. And they shot, they shot the Anfield crowd up in the very late in the second half of that game, giving Arne Slot his first loss. And we have seen on this channel where the Liverpool fans has been gassed and they weren't expecting that. It came as a shocker to everybody, not just me, but to every football fan. And the last one we're discussing before we move on is the big North London derby, and that is the one that ended like the big game of the weekend. It ended 0-1 in favor of Arsenal with Gabriel Magalhaes, getting the goal in the 64th minute from a very lovely corner taken by Bukayo Saka. Man of the match for that game, it can be no other person than this guy, and that is Gabriel Magalhaes. And no one else than the star boy, coming up with a wonderful assist as Arsenal cruised to 1-0 win. And one thing is this, immediately Arsenal scored, it never looked as if Tottenham was going to score again. Tottenham looked done out here. They looked done, and that was how it went. And now, looking at the Premier League table, I'm trying to shrink up the table so that we can pick up everybody. We have Manchester City topping the table with 10 points. We have Arsenal on 10 points. Manchester City top the table with 12 points. Arsenal on 10 points. Newcastle on 10 points. Liverpool on 9 points. Aston Villa on 9 points. Brighton and Wolves on 8 points. Nottingham Forest on 8 points. Chelsea on 7 points. Brentford on 6 points. Manchester United on 6 points. Bournemouth on 5 points. Fulham on 5 points. Tottenham Hotspur on 4 points. West Ham United on 4 points. Leicester on 2 points. Crystal Palace on 2 points. Ipswich Town on 2 points. And we have the relegation zone, which includes Wolves, Southampton, and Everton. And they all are in the relegation zone. But Wolves is the only one with 1 point amidst the three of them. And moving on from this game, we'll be looking at the next fixtures. And that is the next game on Saturday in the English Premier League. Now, for the English Premier League, we are going to be having the great crunchers and the crunchers. The main attraction, of the main dish of the week, which is City Arsenal, and that is City as it will be at home against Arsenal. But let's just quickly run to. Okay, I think I didn't run through the results of the Premier League match, other Premier League matches. Then I think I should just do that one so that I know I'm done with that. On the La Liga result, we have Southampton United 0-3, Brighton and Hove Ipswich 0-0, Crystal Palace 2, Leicester 2, Fulham 1, West Ham 1, Liverpool 0, Nottingham Forest 1, Man City 2, Brentford 1, Aston Villa 3, Everton 2, and FC Bournemouth 0, Chelsea 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0, Arsenal 1, and Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Newcastle United 2. And that was how it ended in the English Premier League. That's for the last weekend. And looking at the upcoming fixture, we have Aston Villa Wolves, which is going to be taking place on Saturday, Aston Villa Park, Aston Villa Wolves. We have Fulham Newcastle, Leicester Everton, Liverpool Bournemouth, Southampton Ipswich, Spurs and Brentford, Crystal Palace and Manchester United, Brighton and Nottingham Forest, and the big one on Sunday is Manchester City against Arsenal. And then that is that for the Premier League next weekend. But before I, go to other news, like other stories, I would just like to touch on some of the leagues that we have, like the Spanish La Liga. And looking at the Spanish La Liga and what we have in the Spanish La Liga, we had some games in the Spanish La Liga. And looking at the game week 7, in the La Liga, we have Mallorca against Sociedad, Leganes, Atletico Bilbao, Sevilla, Villarreal, Valencia, Osasuna, Real Madrid, Alaves, Girona, Real Vallecano, and Barcelona, Getafe. You also have, those games will be moving on. You have, I think they are mid-week game. So I'm going to be looking at, I'll come back to that. Let me just go to the Italian Serie A. We have Como Bologna 2-2, Empoli Juventus 0-0, AC Milan 4, Venza 0, Genoa 1, Roma 1, Atlanta 3, Fiorentina 2. Ademola Lookman was actually outstanding in this game. Torino 0, Lecce 0, Lecce 0, Cagliari 0, Napoli 4, Monza 1, Inter Milan 1, Parma 2, Udinese 3, and Lazio 2, and Verona 1. And quickly, I would love to see what the table looks like. I'd like to see what the table looks like. And here on the table, you have, you have Udinese topping the table there with 10 points, Napoli 9, Inter 8, Juventus 8, Torino 8, Lazio 7, Verona 6, Empoli 6, Atlanta 6, AC Milan 5, Genoa 5, Parma 4, Lecce 4, Fiorentina 3 points, Monza 3 points, Roma 3 points, Bologna 3 points. We have Como, Cagliari, and Venza occupies the relegation zone. Como with 2 points, Cagliari with 2 points, and Venza with 1 point. Now we move on to the fixture in the Italian Serie A. Looking at the fixture, the next fixture that we have for the Italian Serie A, we have Atlanta AC Milan, we have Fiorentina Cagliari, Genoa Torino, Verona Empoli, Inter Parma, Juventus Bologna, we have Monza Udinese, Napoli Lazio, Roma Lecce, and Venza Como. Those are the games you have for the weekend in the La Liga. In the Italian Serie A. And in the La Liga, I think we have, let's look at how the table arranged, and then we look at the fixture, the match result. Looking at the table, you have Barcelona there on 15 points, Atletico Madrid on 11 points, Madrid on 11 points, Villarreal on 11 points, Celta Vigo on 9 points, Vallecano on 7 points, Alaves on 7 points, Girona on 7 points, Atletico Bilbao on 7 points, Espanyol on 7 points, Osasuna on 7 points, Real Betis on 5 points, Mallorca on 5 points, Sevilla on 5 points, Leganes on 5 points, Real Sociedad on 4 points, Real Valladolid on 4 points, Getafe on 3 points, Las Palmas on 2 points, and Valencia on 1 point. And those are the fixture that these are the league table there. And looking at that, we will move straight to the matches and I think the results of that game, the games over the weekend. I think I'm waiting for them to pop up here. In that fixture, in that game, I don't know, I think I'll look at that a little bit later. Let's put that aside and let's move to German Bundesliga. In the German Bundesliga, the results: Borussia Dortmund 4, Eden 2. We have Leipzig 0, Union Berlin 0, Hoffenheim 1, Bayer Leverkusen 4. We have Freiburg 2, Bochum 1. We have Wolfsburg 1, Eintracht Frankfurt 2. We have Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Stuttgart 3. We have Holstein Kiel 1, Bayern Munich 6. That was a thrashing. Augsburg 3, St. Pauli 1, and Mainz 5 1, Werder Bremen 2. And speaking on the fixtures, speaking on the matches over there in the Bundesliga, we have Augsburg, Mainz 5, Eden and Freiburg, Werder Bremen and Bayern Munich, Union Berlin and Hoffenheim, Bochum and Holstein Kiel, Eintracht Frankfurt and Borussia Mönchengladbach, Bayern Leverkusen versus Wolfsburg, Stuttgart versus Borussia Dortmund, and St. Pauli versus Leipzig. That is the match for the weekend all together. Also, to move on, we also will continue with the, we won't do all the league without touching the French Ligue 1. Now, in the French Ligue 1, the results, you have Saint-Étienne 1, Lille 0, Marseille 2, Nice 0, Auxerre 0, Monaco 3, PSG 3, Brest 1, Rennes 3, Montpellier 0, Nice 1, Reims 2, Toulouse 2, Le Havre 0, Salzburg 1, Angers 1, and Lens 0, Olympique Lyon 0. And speaking about the fixture for those games, we have Nice Saint-Étienne, we have Lille Strasbourg, we have Rennes Lens, we have Reims and PSG, we have Monaco and Le Havre, we have Brest and Toulouse, Angers and Nice, Montpellier and Auxerre, then Lyon takes on Marseille. Lyon takes on Marseille in the Ligue 1. Now, I think we are done with the preview. Now, there's just something I want us to, see here. I saw this news and I thought I should share with everybody. And I want to hear your opinion. Please put your opinion in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and also share your opinion in the comment section. And what did I see? I saw a news saying that Real Madrid are planning to take number 1, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Number 2, they are also trying to take Rodri. Number 3, they are trying to take William Saliba. And then number 4, they are trying to take Romero. I'm telling you, that just cannot happen. Please, that cannot happen. In what village will that happen? How will we excuse it? With what they already have, with the likes of Mbappe and the rest, I don't think that should be allowed, to happen. I don't think it should be allowed to happen. Now, on a final note, I would like to just, pick up this particular news. Okay, although I think I will still look at the Champions League fixture, for the today, coming up on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and on Thursday. Then the Europa League fixture, we just talk about it. We know they're going to come out. When they come up, we'll probably react on them. If there is any big issue to them. Don't forget, those issues are there. They will come up. This news I saw about Anthony Taylor has been subjected to abuse and threats online since Chelsea's win over Bournemouth. But let's be honest, the way he actually branded cards in that game was terrible. I don't know. It was like, even if your jersey was flowing too much, the ref was going to give you a card. If you talk, he gives you a card. If your shoelace is off, he gives you a card. He just gives card at every possible instance. And yeah, I know it's not right for us to say, we want to say we are abusing, it's not right to abuse referee. It's not right to actually, threaten life. I'm not in support of someone threatening lives and the rest of them. But the truth of the matter, and what I know, what I feel is he actually didn't manage that game properly. He didn't manage that game properly at all. This guy we're talking about kept giving cards for every possible offense. And there is no way people are not going to actually get at him. I think it's a bad one that people are actually threatening him or threatening his family. it's not supposed to be. But I think Premier League should just add sense, a little bit of sense to these their rules and that are not making sense. Now, don't forget that tonight will be, there'll be Champions League match, because I won't be able to do all in this video, but I'll just be making reactions to those games and the results maybe later in the week when these matches pan out. So that will be all for this video. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share this video. Just share it to the friends. No matter what, just please like. Even if it is 10 minutes you're watching, don't be a watcher. Just like, subscribe, and just go your way. Thanks so much for joining me on this video. I'll see you on the next one.